up, everybody? This is Domingo Hero Network, and today's Yu-Gi-Oh video I'm going to be doing, guys. I'm going to be doing a discussion video, but I'm going to discuss something pretty interesting, I gotta say. I am going to talk about, pure decks. And another thing I want to say is, why do I prefer pure decks over competitive decks? Alright, I'm going to explain. I just like the pure decks because, there are some decks that you could play as a pure deck and you could make it fun, casual deck, a fun deck. You can even play in the tournaments and you can able to get some wins out of it too. Whatever cards you can do. Can these pure decks can win? Hey, of course, especially if you play fun or if you want to play a pure deck in a tournament, for example, or even a master duel, whatever, duel links. Hey, it could work out too, and you can actually work it out as planned. Like there are a couple decks I have. Now there's nothing against competitive decks. There are good, there are some competitive decks that I like, but me, I'm just more of a pure casual fun deck person. I just prefer the pure over the competitive because it's more fun. I just like playing pure decks because it can help you get some wins. It can be fun. There's combos, there's plays and strategies you can do. I mean, competitive deck is really good, don't count me wrong, but I'm just more of a pure deck person than a competitive person. And of course, I see some people like mix decks together and help to make it more competitive, which it does help. But there are some decks that I prefer pure over competitive. Like, for example, there is a Lunar Light deck. Yes, of course, some people like to play a Lunar Light with the Tri-Brigades, which that's pretty good and all. Or any other decks with Lunar Knights. I play my Lunar deck pure because it was still good. I know not a lot of people don't play like the fusion Lunar Knight monsters, but I do play them because they were really good. All that stuff. Of course, you got the fusion cards like Lunar Knight Cat Dancers and Panther Dancers and Saber Dancers and all that stuff, and then Leo Dancer as well, and then you got Calladio Chick, which is a really good card for the fusion materials and stuff, Foolish Burial and stuff like that as well for Lunar Lights. The pendulum monsters like Tiger and Wolf is good too. And also you play other cards like like a Lower Darkness because they're all dark attributes. Foolish Burial Goods, Fire Formation Tanky because they're Beast Warriors. You even got this Lunar Light Fusions and also trap cards like Saber Dance and stuff like that. You can actually make this deck work. Even if you don't want to play with the Tri-Brigades or any other deck to play with Lunar Lights, you can still make it work. Another deck that I also play as pure, and some people play, that deck with competitive better than pure, is Yang Zings. Yes, I actually play a pure version of Yang Zings. Now I know some people like to play, with Zephyr Yang Zings or what was the other one? Metaphors Yang Zings, True Kings Yang Zing, hell, even a Scrap Yang Zing. Hey, But yeah, those decks are really good competitive. I do like the Metaphor Yang Zing ones. The other ones are good too. Like, don't count me wrong. But I'm more of a pure person. Like I said, I like playing pure decks. And when I try out the pure Yang Zing, I only try it out ever since, like, cards like Dang Long and Night in the counter track. Nine Pillars of Yang Zing first came out in TCG a couple years ago. That was like way before Dang Long got banned. I actually played a pure deck with those, and it actually worked out pretty good and got some wins. I even played that in tournament most of the time, but winning some and lose some with it. But it did pretty well, And of course you got the pendulums and all the stuff. I mean, I love Yang Zings, based on synchro controls, and you can get their floats effect and all that stuff as well, which is pretty cool. And of course you got the Yang Zing Synchro Monster, which is pretty cool, which I love. Another deck that I also play pure is a scrap deck. I know some people play like scrap dinosaurs together, which that's also good as well. But I just like I said, I'm a pure person. Scrap pure deck I play. Hey, it's pretty good, and I still got the deck. I remember winning a couple tournaments with that. And it was so much fun. With Scrap Jack, Scrap Twin. Hell, you even got Scrap Raptor. Scrap Yard, stuff like that as well. Scrap Wyvern, the Link monster for scraps and all this stuff. Pretty good. Chimera and Golem and Scrap Factory, the best field spot for this deck. It's really fun. I really love to play the pure scrap deck, and it did pretty well. I really enjoy playing like a pure version. I remember playing Notorious Beast and Barkion. Lando is in this deck. You can even play Borderlord, Savage Dragon, and other stuff as well to make the pure deck work. Another deck is Light Swarms. Yeah, I love Light Swarms, and I made a pure version of Light Swarms. I know people like to play the Chaos Light Swarm version or the Twilight Zone together. Those are good too, but I just like the pure lights one because hey, it actually worked in a sense, especially back in the days when we used to play like the old school lights one deck, which is pure, and it was really fun. And so especially with JD and other lights ones like me and stuff like that as well, Raiden and of course you even got Curious. That was like way before Curious got banned. The Lake Monster pretty good. Michael the Archer, the Synchro, the Minerva, the XYZ monster. Um, it was pretty fun, I actually remember playing that. I remember I used to play cards like Brilliant Fusion with Gem Knight, Safran Knight. That was way before Brilliant Fusion got banned and stuff like that. Fairy Tale Snow and all that stuff, and Saber Invoker, all because of the combos and stuff you can do before that card got banned. Cause yeah, I used to play cards like cards like Brilliant Fusion, Fairy Tale Snow, and Saber Invoker, and then some other cards that people used to play. Oh yeah, the Synchro monster like Chaos, the Magical Dragon. We used to play those cards, but those cards are banned currently in TCG, unfortunately. But it was fun during the time when we used to play like a pure version of Lightstar. It was so much fun. I remember trying it out many, many times, and most of the time I had fun, most of the time, but it was turned out pretty good. So there's like so many decks I like. I prefer pure. There's another deck I want to talk about is Constellars. Yeah, I see people play like a Constellar with the Teller Knights. It's the Teller Knights. Which that's a good version too. But when I played the pure Constellar, it did pretty well most of the times, and it was so much fun. I remember playing, with Pleiades and M7. I used to play Constellar Hades, the rank 3, which not a lot of people don't play that card because, the effect is not that great. But I mostly use that card just for, summon out for, as an extra material for M7. You get, and of course, Omega stuff. And also, even the last support we had, Caduceus, which was very good. Because I remember when people used to play, Constellars, not a lot of people don't play the spells directly. I think the best one is definitely Constellar's Star Chart that continues for the one that lets you draw a card when you XYZ summon a Constellar XZ monster, right? And that was the only best one. Nobody played the other ones. The other Constellars were not that good. But ever since Constellar Caduceus first came out, it actually made this Constellar Specimen useful now. And people now are going to be playing all the other spells in trade. Now, yeah, some of the others maybe not that great, but they could be useful, and they are useful now because of cards like Constellar Caduceus. And when you play like a pure version, it can help out really well. I'm looking forward to the new support from Constellars. I know we're going to get new support for Constellars, which I will talk about that in another video when I do a discussion video about the two new Constellar cards, and there are also new support for Tellarknights as well, which I'll talk about that in another video for another time. But yeah, Constellars, it was really fun during the time, pure decks and stuff. There's so many decks I like to play pure. It was so much fun. That's why nothing gets competitive, but I'm more of a pure person. I like to play pure decks, like to play a pure deck of Yang Zangs, or the Lightsworns, or the Lunar Lights, and the Scrabs, and the Constellars, and even Blue Eyes. That's another deck I want to talk about too. A pure version of Blue Eyes. Now, we've seen a Blue Eyes with Bastio, which that's really good too. The Bastios are pretty cool with Blue Eyes together. But me, I like to play the pure Blue Eyes because the pure Blue Eyes is, it's so much fun. You can still do very well with this deck, because you got cards like of course, the normal monster Blue Eyes. And of course, nowadays in the current TCG, not a lot of people don't play normal monsters, but when most people play normal monsters, they play cards like Blue Eyes and Red Eyes and Dark Magicians, and hell, sometimes summon Skull, sometimes the Monkey. Remember that deck? Monkey, or any other normal card that you can play. You know what I'm saying? Even though there was like that level 8 Heratic normal monster, you could play Heratics. But yeah, I love the pure Blue Eyes, especially when you got cards like the Blue Eyes White Dragon. You got Blue Eyes Alternate White Dragon. You got Blue Eyes Jet Dragon, Ultimate Fusion. Hell, you could play if you want. You could play like Chaos Max in the pure version of Blue Eyes if you want. Rituals with Chaos Form and stuff like that. True Lights. Searches good continuous track card. That's the Rivals is pretty good. The Ultimate Creature of Destruction's good, and then you can play other cards too, like Trading Manly and Monster Ball, Harvey's Feather Dust, or Genki, any other cards you could play to help out this deck. And another deck that I also like to play pure as well is Familiar Possessed Charmers. Like in the past, now if you ever see my past Yu-Gi-Oh videos of Master Duel, of course, I was playing that deck many times. I love this archetype. I love Familiar Possessed Charmers, with Spellcaster. Yeah, I play it pure. Now, don't get me wrong, there's like you can mix around with other decks like, with Madness and Dogmatema and you know, branded. You can even play the branded deck with that Despia as well. There's like so many cards which is cool. I actually like the Charmer Dark Meta, which is pretty cool. But me, like I said, I love playing the pure deck. I tried out playing the pure Charmer deck, and it worked out most of the time in Master Duel. Like you see all the dual replays that this deck was doing as a pure deck, like it did pretty well, and I really love it. You know, I'm playing all the familiar possessed monsters. You know, with Awakening of the Possessed, you know, Unpossessed, Possessed Partnership as well. Secret Village is the best field spot for it. You know, Spirit Charmer is a good quick play spell for the searching. You know, you can play hand traps like Ash Blossoms, stuff like that. Yeah, like it really helped out. The Solemn Brigades, the Regenkis, and etc. Like it was really good. It actually did pretty well, you know, during the Master Duel, and I really loved the pure version of the Charmer, the Familiar Possession Charmer. It was so much fun, and you could actually make it work. You have to make it more fun. You can actually, you know, play a tournament. You can really get some wins, so it really helps. And of course, not to mention the Charmer Lake monsters, which I do play all 6 of the Charmer Lake monsters because they're all good and they're really awesome to play. Yeah, because the best part about it, most of the times, what did I do with this deck? Oh, I summon out a Charmer Link monster. While you have cards like Secret Village to stop your opponent from activating spells, while you control Spellcaster, Awaken and Possess, which protects your monsters, Charmer monsters, and Familiar Possessed monsters from being destroyed by card effects. Unpossessed, which protects your Charmer monster from being destroyed by battle, since your Charmer Link monster, even though it says it could be treated as a Familiar Possessed monster, it's also treated as a Charmer monster as well. So once you have Unpossessed, Awakened Abyss, Secret Village, and the Charmer Link monster, it's a pretty interesting lock, which means your opponent cannot activate spells, your opponent cannot destroy your Charmer Link monster by battle, and your opponent cannot destroy by card effects. So they had to find like other ways to get passed through that. And most of the times on Master Duel, when I play that pure version of Familiar Charmer, I'll be getting some wins over it in Master Duel. Like go check out all those videos, the Master Duel videos I did with that deck, and it worked out pretty well. You know, I'll see if I can try to play other different decks in Master Duel in the future, because I know maybe some. I'm kind of getting tired of playing Charmer. You know, I still love the deck, but you know, I think it's time for me to move on and play another deck from Master Duel, which I'll do in the future video. So yeah, that's gonna be it for the video, guys. What do you guys think? Do you prefer pure decks or competitive decks? Let me know in the comment section below, as well as liking the video and share and subscribe. So hey, let me know. Do you like pure decks? Do you prefer pure decks or do you prefer competitive decks? Let me know in the comment section below. So that's gonna be it for this video, guys. So this is Domingo Hero Network. All I can say is take care, have a good day. Goodbye, everyone. Domingo Hero Network is signing out. Peace.